How's it going? This is John, and this is a closer look at Shredder's Revenge, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is a brand new DLC. It's called Dimension Shellshock. To access this DLC, to purchase it, go to you need the copy of the original game, of course. Go to survival mode, and it will take you to where you can purchase this upgrade, this DLC. It's $8 US. What's cool about it, there includes 2 new characters, Karai as well as this rabbit, Usagi. Usagi is a character that was a comic book series in itself. Been around for years, and he's appeared in several comic book series for Turtles, as well as several cartoon series. There's even a character, like a toy figure that I had grown up. So it's cool to see him as a playable character. Casey Jones is also a playable character. You need to beat the story mode to unlock Casey Jones. I'm playing this on Steam. This is available on all platforms, so available on PlayStation, Switch, Xbox, etc. So I definitely recommend the game if you're a fan of the original Turtles from the cartoon days. This is definitely a level editor to that. It reminds me of kind of a spiritual successor of the original arcade game from Konami. This is essentially a beat 'em up. But that's the story in the arcade mode. What makes survival mode different is it's you against a bunch of different characters. What's also really fun about this game is it's playable up to 6 different characters at one time. You can play with 5 other people, which is cool. So I'm going to be playing by myself here, and this game is very challenging. This is survival mode, and the goal is to really collect these crystals, right? And once you get 50 crystals, you go to a different dimension. There's 6 dimensions total, and each dimension is kind of based on kind of different parts of the turtle story. What's really cool is after every little screen here, there's 3 for each crystal dimension. You have a choice of kind of an upgrade, and so you can actually play as an upgrade. You can choose different enemies. So here you have Rocksteady, which is really cool, and you can play as him. He's kind of slow, but he's very strong. When you get these upgrades, your health for the character goes up temporarily. When this character dies eventually, your character does not survive, unfortunately. Here's another one. Here's Bebop, and Bebop has a punch, also really strong and big. This game is very challenging survival mode. It makes it interesting though, because if it was super easy, it'd be quick to play, right? So it definitely has some replay value for me anyway. Having Bebop punch these guys off these motorcycles, definitely nice and rewarding for sure. You can see there's an option here. I can go health. I can get 30 crystals, which is nice. I noticed occasionally it will give you like options between 10 crystals or 20 crystals. Why would you do 10 if you had option for 20? That's kind of weird. But here's Shredder. Here's another upgrade you can get. It's really cool to play as these characters that really you've never been able to play before. Only available through this DLC, which I think is very, very cool. And what's also different is there's new music to the game. Here's Karai, by the way. This is the new character. This is not a new character for Turtles, but a new character to the game itself. Here's some crystals. And what's also different is there's different color combinations for the characters themselves. So when you have player select, you can go through and select different shades. One of my favorite is the Game Boy one, the kind of the pea green one. But there's 45 different new character shades, which is really awesome as well. So it's got plenty of upgrades for sure. And there's different upgrades as you can see here. And what's also cool is there's occasionally, and all these are random by the way, there's occasionally you can fight different bosses. The story mode and the arcade mode are actually quite long. It takes a while to beat this game, but that's a good thing because there's good replay value. Here's Usagi as a playable character. Gotta watch out falling off the bridge there, that will take away damage. And all these foots have like different abilities, and they all come kind of at you different directions. Now you have a power up as well. You can see that blue gauge there in the top left corner. I can use that when it fills up. I can kind of use it there. I'm just using it now. And that's kind of strategically, you have to use it when you're surrounded. You only have 1 life in survival mode though. So once you die, you go back and you have to start over. And each character, there's actually 7 different playable characters if you unlock Casey Jones, has the ability to collect all the crystals. There is a leaderboard as well, which is awesome. So you can kind of see what the leaderboard is. Here's Donatello. I really like this particular shade of Donatello. It kind of reminds me of the movie shade of Donatello that you see in the movies. The original movies, like the live action ones. Not the Michael Bay ones that came out years ago, but the ones before that, right? The good ones. By the way, on a side note, the new Turtles movie just came out. Definitely recommend seeing. I love that Turtles are coming back. I love that they're still around, whether through video games or movies or TV shows, etc. Because I grew up watching the Turtles, and it's just fun watching them, taking my kids there. But Donatello's, each character has its own ability. Donatello's a really long range, but he's not as powerful as Raphael, for example. I can do a power-up, And those pizzas, it's power up where you kind of spin. That's taken directly from the arcade, which I love because the Konami 2 arcades is great, and you automatically start off with that power up. So here I'm going to show you, so you can just spin. Here's a really cool different screen as well. It kind of reminds me of a comic book. And this is Shredder, of course, or Splinter rather. And Splinter has a Game Boy shade. It's got kind of a pea green, which is awesome. So really cool that they have this kind of comic book theme. Like I said, each one of these dimensions has, I can either get 20 of the crystals, or I can get infinity. I'll do this one. I was hoping it would be a health power up, and unfortunately it's not. You got to watch out in the corner here, though. In the middle, you can actually fall off that cliff. In the middle there, that void, and it will hurt you, unfortunately. Here's another power up. The power ups, when even if you're a special character, it goes back to the turtle when you have the power up, but that's okay. It lasts for a while. It's a good way to take away a lot of enemies. Again, that's directly from the arcade. Other parts of the arcade I've noticed here is occasionally you can throw enemies towards the screen. Again, that was taken directly from the Konami. I believe that's Turtles in Time that did that. See, here's an example. You do 20 or 10 crystals. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Why would I do 10 when I can get 20? Another thing that's interesting, though, is if you unlock a full crystal, if you collect all 50 crystals, right? You essentially, your health doesn't go back up, right? You go back to the other, you go to a new dimension, but your health still remains the same. So that makes it very, very challenging. Now, there's unlimited continues, of course, which is nice, but you have to pretty much start over. So there's been times where I unlock collect all 50, and then I go back to I unlock another, dimension, thinking that I get my health back, and that's not necessarily the case. Overall, I definitely recommend this Up DLC. It's a lot of fun. Again, if you have it for Steam or Switch or Xbox or PlayStation, and you already have Shredder's Revenge, check out Survival Mode, unlock it. It's $8, definitely worth checking out. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Who is your favorite turtle character? Please leave in the comment section below. We'll see you guys soon. Take care, and of course, game on.